Greetings to the 12 tribes of Yasharalah that are scattered to the four corners of the world. I am back with another video. Um, hopefully this video can get posted. I haven't been able to post any videos. I haven't been able to go live. I haven't been able to upload or share links or anything on my channel. Um, except for type in the community page part. So let's see if I can get this video uploaded and let's see if it stays up perfectly. Um I am going to I don't know why the Most High um chose me to show me things, to reveal things to me. But I am going to play a part of this video that I made a few months back. I think I made this video in March or April actually. But it was it I couldn't load it or whatever, or it kept being taken down. So um I'm just going to play a part of it because there are some sinister things in the works, and the Most High wants us to be prepared. If you've been following me or listening to some of my past videos, I made I've mentioned having an open vision back in 2020. And during this open vision, it was like we were being I would just say it was a big massacre or a big genocide that was going on. And when I saw it, I was um screaming and crying for help, um, saying save us, it was a mess. And I played a bit of it. I'm not gonna play it, but um, as I stated, like while we are being distracted with what's going on with um in the media or whatnot, you know, um, a conspiracy is going on behind closed doors. So let me go ahead and play this video, and then I also have some information that I have put together, and I will um make another video later today or tomorrow. Let me share with you all some videos because we know that the intent has always been to make America great again. Okay, sorry about that.
The fact that this world and the next world are asymmetrical. The next world is where the majority of a person's actions, which determine his identity, are compensated. For the righteous, they exist in the world to come and they're rewarded. And for those whose major complexion is black, are excluded from the world to come.
Okay. So this um this Jewish rabbi here says that if your major complexion is black, you are excluded in the world to come. So let's take a look at, we know that they are preparing for their Messiah as we're preparing for our Messiah, for the second coming of our Messiah. They are preparing for their Messiah, which is the anti-Yeshaya. And so we know that there are things in line that must be done to prepare for the coming of their Messiah. One is having his name, the Yod-Heh-Wah-Heh, completely written on the side of the western wall in Israel is one of the things. Another, I think they have three of the letters. They're waiting for the fourth letter to form. Another is the sacrifice of 5 perfectly unblemished red heifers at the age of 3. 3 years ago, red heifers were sent from Texas to Israel. They were found to be perfect. So those red heifers are supposed to be sacrificed in um in April this month, because today is April 1st. In addition to that, um the building of the third temple, which they are already doing. And as a matter of fact, in Khazaria, they've already built I showed that in one of my previous videos, they already have a triplex worship center that's brand new. It has a Jewish synagogue, a Christian church, and a Muslim mosque. And they said we're all worshiping the same God anyway, so we all may as well worship together on the same grounds. So it's like a triplex with all 3 buildings there together. Okay, let's look at the next thing.
Only by the overthrow of the Gentiles, the Zohar asserts, can Israel regain its position as God's Shekinah glory on earth. The Zohar calls Gentiles Amalekites. In a passage typical of many, the Zohar says they caused the destruction of the temple. So when God reveals himself, they will be wiped off the earth. Redemption will not be complete until Amalek will be exterminated.
Okay, so we know that we were classified by the Roman Catholic Church during the Dom Diverses. We were classified from Hebrew to heathens to Gentiles, heathens in need of salvation, and we were sentenced by Pope Alexander the Sixth. We were sentenced to perpetual servitude. So um, the heathen or the Gentiles became the children of the promise, and the children of the promise became heathens or Gentiles. We became Amalek. All right. And so another part of them rising again and having their kingdom where we are excluded is to annihilate Amalek, to annihilate the Gentile and exterminate them from off the earth, because they are excluded in the world to come. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Let's keep going.
We're going to take back our country, make Israel great again, and we're going to make America great again. We're going to make them both great again, greater than ever before.
All right. So Trump told us that he is going to make Israel great again. How do they plan to do that? All these videos are being shown under fair use for educational purposes only. This channel is not monetized, and I do not own the rights to any of these videos. This is being shown for discussion and educational use only.
He walks up right next to me and he looks down on me as I'm on my computer and he says, "When it's time for white people to reclaim their land, when the South rises again, we will be so used to shooting and killing and skinning our enemies because we've spent our entire lives doing so."
Okay, so let me just give you a backdrop to that. This gentleman, he works with advertisements and helping people to promote their businesses. And so anyway, he was working with a Caucasian couple. The husband likes to hunt all the time, but the husband he described as being extremely racist. And so he says, as he is at their business and he's working on the computer, that the man asked him, do you know why white people love to hunt so much? And then he says, no, why? And the gentleman walked over to him and said that because when it's time for us to reclaim our land and take our land back, we'll have no problem shooting, killing, and skinning our enemies. Let's keep going.
Lately, all the news is pretty much just bad news, but I got some more bad news. That's the best part. There's a problem that I don't really see many people talking about, so I'm going to bring it up. There is a huge white nationalist movement going on in the United States. I knew about it years ago, but there wasn't anything I could do because it's freedom of speech. Plus, they're very organized and they're very hidden. And it's not just like a couple clubs, down south. It's not just that. They have them in every single state. In bigger states, they have them in every single city. And it's not just like a club where people come together and, have a couple drinks and play cards. They are training. They organize together with outside chapters, work out, martial arts, firearms. They also do other things that, just regular dude shit. But these are not just dudes. These are dudes that have been training for the past few years because they want to be ready for what's about to happen. And everybody told me I was crazy. Oh, you're crazy. Why are you spending that much money on ammunition? Why do you work out so much? This is why. I told people that when this shit happens, don't come to me. I was crazy every day but one. The day it happened. Now I'm gonna hold your hand when I'm telling you this because I mean this in the nicest way. If you are a bigger person, you need to lose weight fast. You need to go get a gym membership. You need to work out. If you are out of shape in any way or form, even if you're in shape, you need to join a gym. Lift weights. Do cardio. If you have a boxing membership or some type of martial arts, even better. If you do not own a firearm, buy one. Practice with it. Yeah, they're expensive. Put it on a fucking credit card. Not like we're going to last long enough for you to pay it off. And no, don't buy a freaking High Point. You need to do your research. Buy something very reliable. Buy something that you can afford as well. Buy ammo. Buy ammo. If you can afford plates, buy them. Level 4 plates. Buy tactical first aid kits. Make a bug out bag. I know there's some people that have had trouble getting in shape. This is a reason to, because this isn't a negotiation anymore. Now you don't have a choice. You have to. This will save your life. You got a bunch of social medias, delete them. I mean it, delete them. That $500 billion that we're putting into AI, we already have AI. They're going to use it as surveillance. They are going to access your phone without you knowing. And be careful what you say to people, because over 100,000 members worldwide of this organization, they'll turn you in when things go south. And the names of the clubs will not always be obvious. I want to point that out. They have hundreds of different names, and not all of them you would think, oh, that's a club. Be safe, be armed, stay alive.
Okay. And this next video is about 10 minutes, but I'm going to play the first maybe 2 minutes of it.
Now they got an enemy. If they get rid of their enemies, they're going to have to find a new one. This might be you.
Our investigation began last fall as anti-fascist activists protested an annual white supremacist gathering inside the lodge at Montgomery Bell State Park, about 40 miles west of Nashville. It was an investigation that would eventually lead us across the state to this large compound being built by a hate group right here in Tennessee. A compound where members train for battles that sometimes play out on the streets of America.
These are smart, observant, thoughtful Americans who see that our country is going in the wrong direction and has been going in the wrong direction for decades.
Which may be why Jerry Taylor, the founder of the American Renaissance Conference, insisted that we not take video of any faces while we were inside the conference.
How about the neo-Nazis? I don't even know a neo-Nazi.
That is absolutely false. Jared Taylor lied to you.
Jeff Tischhauser tracks hate for the Southern Poverty Law Center, and he knows a lot about the men we identified from outside the conference using facial recognition software. Men like Thomas Rousseau.
Nationalism is natural. Patriotism is inevitable.
Rousseau, seen here during a demonstration in Nashville last summer, heads the Patriot Front, one of the largest organized hate groups in the country. Known for their flash mob protests that suddenly spring out of the backs of rental trucks, members wear white gaiters to hide their faces. Their flag-waving marches are designed to present an image that also hides the hate behind their cause.
When you get within their private spaces online, members of Patriot Front worship Hitler, right?
Okay, I just wanted to, like I said, show you, like the gentleman said in the video before, there are these groups in every major city throughout the, and not even necessarily major city, but in every city in the U.S., there are these groups, and they meet under different names, but this just clarifies what the young man was saying. Okay, so I'm going to stop the share at this time. I do have a second video of some more information. The Most High, I don't know what to do with this information, but share it. He is warning of these things that are, down the pipeline, or and I don't know what to do with it, but I'm putting it out there. Also, I think I saved the video and I may add that to the one that I make tomorrow, but these glasses just look crooked. That's why I keep adjusting them. But there's a young woman that made a video and she was saying get your passports. I know, people have been making videos about the real ID. Don't get the real ID. If you get the real ID, you are forfeiting your U.S. rights, your rights as a citizen, and you are automatically going into the digital database. Well, unfortunately, most of us are already in the digital database. Most of us already have a digital avatar and have been studied by our phones and our technology. It's already set up. And so I thought, like, I'm not getting because they say you're going to need it to travel, that or a passport. I have a passport. So that's what I plan to use. But people are recommending that you go get your passport in order to avoid getting the real ID. But when I looked it up, I'm from Georgia, if you all don't know, but currently I moved out of state to Texas. And Georgia has been operating under the Real ID since 2012. So when I looked it up, it said if you have lived in Georgia and you've gotten a new license or had your driver's license renewed since 2012, you already have the Real ID. So the Real ID allows, when you're passing these, those plates that are like cameras and tag readers on the side of the road, it tracks you, all your information throughout the country, whatever state you're going to. And, it just puts you in various databases and things like that. And anyway, if I'm from Georgia, and so I've had a Real ID 13 years now. And matter of fact, it's as 2026 is approaching, it's time for me to my license expires at the first of the year. So because Georgia goes by date of birth, and my date of birth is like the first of the year. So the other information, you all, I will put in my next video, but be safe, be in prayer, be watchful. That's why too, I was saying be under the Most High. Like, he says, meditate on my word day and night. We need to be under the shadow of his wings. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadows of the Almighty. He is that all-consuming fire. The same way that he was speaking to Moses from that burning bush, and Moses was amazed that the bush was burning, but it was not being consumed. So if we are in him and he's that all-consuming fire, no other fire can quench that. No other fire can supersede that. And but we will be burnt as stubble if we have iniquity in us, or if he finds us not to be walking upright, because only the pure heart will see him. Sin can't stand in his presence, can't dwell in his presence. So it will be, it will just be like a poof or whatever. And so that's where a lot of people get a higher and JC confused, like this grace thing. A higher, he never changes. And so all of that, oh, all that's done away with, that was Old Testament, you know, and he's sitting back like stiff neck, you know, I've told you all, you know, he he's calling us to repentance. He winked upon our ignorance. We're like, okay, they don't know any better. I'm gonna give them that. I'm gonna give them that. They're calling me, you know, calling me the sun, moon, and stars, and all of these pagan deities. I'm gonna give them that. But now there's enough information out there for us to, you know, for us to know and for us to get it right. And I already stressed the baptism is important. We need to be baptized under the right name. Even if you are baptized under the Christian church that's ran by the 501c3 that is federal, which this federal government, Washington, D.C., is not a part of the United States. This federal government is owned and controlled by the Vatican. So, like, you were baptized. The Vatican said that they were making us perpetual slaves, perpetual servitude. And your birth certificate is not a certificate of birth. It is a document of ownership. And it goes to this federal government. And when you get baptized or dedicated, you know, dedication is not biblical. It's a Catholic sacrament. And we're dedicating our children to the Roman Catholic Church. In the name of the Father, which is Nimrod, his Son, which is Tammuz, and the Ruach, or the not the Ruach, but the Holy Ghost, which is the wife that was married to the son, the husband, and her son. So anyway, oh, also my Ahaya anointed at gmail.com has been taken down. I don't have any access to it. Can't log into it. So I did just, I think yesterday I started an Ahaya's anointed 2 at gmail.com. I just added a 2 for a new email address. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. I pray that you all have a blessed rest of your day. Until the next video, stay safe, stay prayed up, stay vigilant, and shalom.